I already got some brand new, really cool updates this week in the weekly breakdown, including a couple that are going to make your workflow creation much more efficient. Let's go ahead and jump right in, guys. If you look at my board here, we've got six updates that we need to cover in the breakdown. Okay, so uh, we'll go ahead and get started with the first one. The first one is a really cool update when it comes to internal notification emails. Now, what is it, or what is an internal notification email? Well, when you create a workflow, and you create an action within that workflow, if you want to send an email, sorry, let me go ahead and mute that. There we go. If you want to send an email, you're going to use the send email action, right? Now, what this does, you'll notice you don't have any option to specify who this email is going to. Why? Because by default, it's going to go to the contact that's going through the workflow. Now, when would this pose a problem? Well, right here, if you haven't seen it already, I have a milestone update workflow pulled up. And so what do we want to do with a milestone update? We want to update the borrower, but then we also probably want to update the co-borrower if the co-borrower exists, and we want to update the buyer's agent at the very least, maybe even the listing agent, depending on your business practices and the setup for that specific loan. Okay. So in order to do that, we have to use internal notifications. Why? Because if we open up internal notification, it allows us to specify here, and I'll show you from the beginning so that you can see the whole flow because it's not immediately obvious. But send internal notification. The first thing that you do is specify what type. So we're talking about email here. So then you go in and you specify to user type. Remember, this does not exist in the email action because it's always going to go to the contact. But in internal notification, you can specify this to go to a custom email address. And this is where we get to pull in fields from our contact or our opportunity if the opportunity is what triggered this workflow. So notice I have my opportunity down here, and I can now come in here, pull my custom values. And so if I'm storing the co-borrower's email address, I can pull that in. If I'm storing the buyer's agent email, I can pull that in. Listing agent, same thing. Okay. So this new update, what does it give us the ability to do? Well, it allows us to add, because by the way, this has been available for a long time. Like the internal notification, this is how we've been coaching our clients on how to do this for a long time. But the new feature that's really cool is that you now can add a CC or a BCC to this. And so why would you want to do this? Well, you can do this to CC the borrower on any communications that you send to the co-borrower. You can do this to CC yourself on any communications that go out to the agent so that you can see these going out in your inbox in real time. So a couple different options. You can also CC the listing agent in here, or maybe you want to send your notifications to everybody involved in the transaction, and so you create a group email and you send it to there, and then CC who the borrower, whatever you want to do with that. But again, there's definitely some options here. And just like with the custom email, you can come in here and you can either hard code it, or meaning like just type an email address in. So again, the idea here, like my first thought with this is, if you want to be sure that these emails are going out and be able to respond in a chain or add a note or whatever, my first thought is CC yourself on every email that you send out to the agent, or CC somebody on your team for every email that you send out to the agent. Transaction coordinator, that's another one. We don't store TC details with the opportunity, but given this new configuration, these new possibilities, it might be something that I want to do. That way I have emails going both to the buyer's agent and to the transaction coordinator. So lots of cool possibilities with this. We're really excited about it. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Next update that we have is another one inside of workflows. Now, let's say I want to copy one of these actions. Now, the first, like before, if I wanted to copy one of these actions, if I wanted to copy an action inside this workflow, it's going to allow me to paste it anywhere inside this workflow. This new update, insanely powerful for creating workflows, insanely time saving for a lot of different workflows, right? Overusing that word now, because what I'm talking about is time saving for a lot of like internal processes, as it relates to like duplicating workflows, or creating a new workflow where you want to use some of the functionality that you thought out really carefully over here. Now you're going to be able to do that. Click this copy action button here. And now you'll see this little prompt down here at the bottom, paste them into any workflow, paste from any action or trigger menu. So if I come into here now, this is a different one, right? Milestone updates, appraisal ordered, contract received, load and setup. So let's say I set up the perfect, BCC on my internal notification. I want to make sure I copy that to each of my workflows. Now, if I go over to the plus, I have this paste option right here that just gives me the ability to boom, bring it right in. This is really, really powerful. Like I said before, a huge time saver for a lot of different processes. So definitely check this one out. Put it in your back pocket. It's one of those things that you probably don't have a ton of stuff that you can't do right now because of this functionality or lack thereof. But if you're anything like anybody on our team, all of us were like, oh my gosh, that could have saved us so much time on these workflows, et cetera. So definitely check that out. Next update that we have is to dashboards. So if you go into dashboards, you now have, when you add a widget, you now have the ability, this new tab called custom metrics. Now, I'm going to caution you with this. As I do with any new update, I like kind of do my best to thoroughly vet and like go through an actual use case. And I ran into a lot of roadblocks with this. And the primary reason why is because with custom metrics, the benefit that they tout that you can now do is that you can now create formulas across different objects. So, for example, if you wanted to come in, you could say, the number of appointments divided by, I got to go operator, divided by metrics, the number of contacts. Okay. Selected data type, call it a percentage. And this is going to be appointment rate. Okay. Where'd it go? Oh, gotcha. It creates it. I still got to drag it over here. So now I'm going to select this, add. Okay, now I'm in an account with zero appointments, so it shows 0%. Pretty cool, right? But a lot of the times, what we're actually looking for, and or at least, even in addition to this, what we're looking for is we're looking for the ability to specify exactly what contacts or exactly what appointments we want to count as part of this. And now that's where we run into a huge issue with this, which is that if I come in here, percentage and I select, let's say I want to count the number of, let's say I want to count my win percentage, right? Now, I believe there's already a default metric, so this might not be the best example. There's a default metric that tracks this, but just bear with me. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I come in here and I say count of opportunity divided by, or put in my operator divided by, and then let's say I want to say uh, total number of opportunities in one pipeline divided by my total number of opportunities. The problem is I have no ability to filter these values. So I have count of opportunity divided by count of opportunity. There's no way in here for me to filter and say, hey, only show me one opportunities or only show me opportunities in this pipeline. That's a huge limitation with this, one that I think is going to frustrate people if they jump in and start trying to execute on this. So again, just wanted to give you that warning. This is going to be cool. It's not quite cool yet. All right. Something that is cool is the ad manager inside of HighLevel, guys. They have been investing, HighLevel's been investing a lot into this, a lot of energy, a lot of time, I assume a lot of money, and it's getting much better. The new update is that this is crazy, you can now use smart lists as custom audiences. Okay. What does that mean? That means that if I go to my contacts here, right, I'm going to go ahead and blur so I don't show too many of our clients and prospects information. But if I come in here, okay, I now have the ability to come in here. I have a smart list for active producers where we track based on tags like our clients, right? So we have a total of however many records, 9,727 records. Okay, of those, 230 are active producers, like meaning that they are using HighLevel on one of our instances of HighLevel. Okay, so these are active producers. I'm sorry that this doesn't include like staff and stuff as well. These are like the actual like team leads, producers, production teams, etc. So uh, I now have the ability to use this in my ad manager and say, only show my ads to people that are active producers, or maybe it's, people that are on our update subscription list, or whatever it is. Okay. Now, why is this cool? Well, because smart lists update in real time. Smart lists are just based on a set of filters that you have. And so basically what this is it's a direct link between your contacts and high level custom audiences, where you can manage your custom audiences just by adjusting your filters in here. This is really, really cool. This means that people get added and removed to custom audiences in real time. This is something that technically you could have managed before inside of workflows by using the workflow actions, add to custom audience, remove from custom audience. We had attempted it in the past and have never really had a lot of success with that. So we're really excited about this. This is probably the thing that's going to make it so that we start using the ad manager ourselves where we haven't been. So I just want to show you a quick walkthrough really quick of what this looks like, because I went in to do this and I saw, go to the ad manager templates and I searched mortgage, and there were a handful of like solid ads. Okay. So we have what, free appraisal with a mortgage pre-approval, enjoy no closing costs on your new home loan. What is this, lender? This one's just a lender one, mortgage lender. So you got a handful of like just, ready to go templates. Now, again, I'm not gonna say go out and use these and you're gonna make a bunch of money. This isn't that kind of this isn't that kind of demo. But what I will say is that it's a great starting point, especially for those of you guys that have never run ads before. Part of the beast is just getting something going, just getting something live. And so even if it's something that's a template and then you refine it from there, much better than not getting off the ground at all. So, okay, so if we go to ad set one, this is where we have the ability to come in here and say, all right, audience, let's go target. These are target interests, lookalike audience retargeting. Is it going to be select retargeting audiences? Boom. This is where I have the ability to create a custom audience. And I'm going to say this is a customer list, I believe. Let me see. Let me see. Use smart list. There it is. Select a smart list. And so what is this going to be? This is going to be, we're going to do empower a low or active producers. Okay. Oh, what happened? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I unchecked it. That's my fault. Okay. Here we go. No, only includes the audience be dynamically updated with changes to the smart list. Let's go. Yes, 100%. It should be. This is really cool. Audience name is current clients or current producers. Boom. To create, please agree to the custom cert. Blah blah blah. Okay, looks like I got some terms to agree to. Let's see if they make it easy for me. Nope. Okay, so I got to figure that out. Really cool. You see how it works. We'll get playing with that. I mean, honestly, even just the fact that I could do that, I assume that audience is going to be accessible inside of Facebook ads. So even if I don't like the ads manager, even just having it to be able to create these custom audiences is a game changer. So definitely, if you're running Facebook ads or considering it, definitely check out the ad manager inside of your high level account. All right, I'm going to speed up through these last couple updates. I don't have anything on screen for them anyways. Go Collab. Go Collab is the marketplace for communities, for high level communities. So anytime you create a high level community, you get the option to mark it as discoverable. And what that does is it makes it so it shows up in the Go Collab marketplace, which you can look at Go Collab as being like a competitor to School. So that's been one of the benefits of School over a high level community, is that you have discoverability on their network. That's a huge benefit, huge benefit. But now High Level has this as well, and they're investing in making this like SEO discoverable, making sure that we have that it's a nice, clean user experience. They're doing a lot to make it so that Go Collab can be a true competitor to School and kind of take away that benefit of using a School community. So definitely, if you haven't already, if you're using School, check out the high level communities. If you're not, don't even check out School. Go straight to high level communities. In fact, Braden Shaw, who runs a School community where he makes a lot of money doing this, between the monthly memberships and the upsells and all that stuff, and the business coming into his mortgage business, the CEO of Fulcrum Home Loans. Braden Shaw said if there's anything that he could do differently in starting his community, it's that he would have started and built it in high level where everything else that he has lives, instead of building it in School. So take his advice. don't even start with a school community if you haven't already. Jump into high level and make sure that that community is discoverable on Go Collab so you can get some of the benefit of that. Okay. Last update for you guys. I don't normally do WordPress updates, but there was a lot of talk in the HL4 community. By the way, shout out to the HL4 community. There'll be a link in the description below to join if you haven't joined already. But in the HL4 community, there was a lot of talk this last week around the benefits of WordPress versus high level. And I just want to remind everybody that you do have the ability to host your WordPress site in high level. In fact, from what I understand, it's a very premium hosting option, very fast. Very easy to use. It's all inside your high level account. Really, really strong experience. So if you're using a WordPress site, you want more information about moving that into high level, reach out to us through the HL4 community. You now have a very direct and easy way to reach out to us. The HL4 community is free. Join that community, shoot us a DM. Feel free to just post in the group if you want to as well. We're here to answer any questions that you've got. But that's it for this week's weekly breakdown, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next week, we'll see you at the top.